It's online. Let's see if it works. So this is what people will be seeing. Let's see if it works. So this is supposed to be the presentation. This is the camera. This is the works.
I will around
I
if you
just
need
want to
me.
make sure that the noise, that the sound is also working.
You want me to talk now?
Yes, please. Okay. Just 1 second. And this is your computer.
I know.
Okay. Here we go. We'll get this going. Try to untangle myself here. All right. And then can I see the, oh yeah, I'm talking right now. Can you still hear me? Yeah, good. Okay. Oops, this one's yours. For what's on the screen, it's just this, like I don't have like a preview anyplace else.
It's just this, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, so, and they see me
Yeah,
up
over there.
there,
Yeah.
and that's where I'm looking. Okay, and I'm alive. I'm everybody. Okay, well, great. Hi, welcome everyone. All right, we're gonna get started. Yes, right here in this room, live, right here. Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome, hackers. This is hi. My name is Ryan Fox. Yes, I am a developer advocate at Algorand. I am thrilled that you guys are all here this morning. Welcome, one and all, to the Activate Wormhole Hackathon here in Miami. A special thank you to our venue host here at the Miami-Dade College. This is an incredible facility and really love it here. Yeah, so I wish I could talk about this. This is really weird because I'm wearing these because we're live streaming this, right? So now I have good audio for the rest of the world that's doing this. I know that you guys in this room, it's only as loud as I'm talking to you, and I know that in the back room you guys are just going to go, hey, talk louder, and I really apologize. Alternatively, you can join the live stream, and if you put your headphones on, you could actually hear me probably better. I apologize. All right, so yes, here I am, developer advocate at Algorand. This is me before Web3 when I worked a corporate job at a bank, and as you can tell by all this gray here that crypto hasn't been kind to me, but now we all just see ourselves as avatars anyway. If you want to connect with me, let's see if this goes. Here are some QR codes if you want to connect with me on Twitter or connect with Algorand on Twitter. I invite you to snap those QR codes and connect with us there. Of course, I'm on the Discord server along with my colleagues, and I'm going to invite up a couple of my colleagues now to the front here. So on the Discord server, you can look for me. I'm Ryan R. Fox. Actually, you can always find me anywhere in those social media things at Ryan R. Fox. So there we are. All right. Let me tell you about the agenda, but I'm going to invite my colleagues up here to the stage. Now, they won't be able to say anything, but I need you to see their faces. So, and we really can't tell where it is, but if you stand here-ish. All right. So Josh and Ben. Ben is my colleague at Algorand, as he's also a developer advocate. And Josh is at Jump Crypto. He is the guy who actually wrote the SDK that we are going to demo and that we are going to have you guys all use in this bounty. All three of us are here on site throughout the hackathon week. Algorand have a booth just outside of this room here where we will be sitting the desk, if you will, for office hours. When you have questions, come and find any of us and we will help you build. All right, that's what we're here to do. We are thrilled that you are going to build something on Algorand. Have I missed anything, guys? All right, thank you. Look for these guys, ask them questions. They are here to help. All right, so what are we going to do today? So we are going to tell you a little bit about what Algorand have in store for you in terms of bounties. What can you win? Why would you want to do this? And then we're going to take a look at some wormhole demos so that you can see what it is that the SDK is capable of doing and how you guys can begin moving value across chain, focusing on interoperability. And then I'll give you some developer resources about how you can get started and find all of these bits here. So with that, let's build. All right. So if I figure out how this works, let's see if I can find just which, oh yes, too much stuff on the screen. Forgive me while I move some of this stuff out of the way. And let's take a look. If you guys are going to the activate.build website, you can get to the bounties. The other place that you can go is go to the Discord server. And this is where I want you guys to really focus, because this is where we are going to be focusing, is inside of the Discord server for Activate Wormhole, right? I'm sure that you guys all have the link to that and you guys have already signed up for it. If not, make sure that you do. And specifically, take a look at the Algorand channel here. This is where Ben and Josh, myself, and some of our other colleagues who are around the globe will be focused in helping you as you go through and hack. So what do we want you guys to do? Well, we want to be very broad in what we want you to do. So we have just made the request that you do some interoperable value exchange. Now we've got 24,000 in prizes coming from Algorand that'll be split evenly across 3 teams. So 8K for the top 3 teams who are using Algorand to do what? To move value between the Algorand blockchain and any of the other blockchains that are supported by the Wormhole SDK. And what does value mean? I mean, to us, really, that just means either a token or some information. And what does that look like? Well, I guess let me just make sure that I tell you about the requirements. All right. So the requirements are quite simple. Use the Wormhole SDK. All right, we're going to show you how to do that in some demos very quickly. And number 2, move value through the wormhole, and it must touch Algorand in order to qualify, of course, right? It doesn't matter which direction you're going, either where the token originates on the Algorand blockchain, or if it originates on a foreign blockchain, that's fine. You can wrap it and move it across either direction. Bonus points if you're going round trip. I'm going to show you some round trip stuff here today. So we should have everything that you need in order to do that and get started. Some examples. Let me just tell you about 4 of the examples here. So the Algorand DeFi space is emerging. We've got just under 200 million in total lock value on chain today. We want you to help us bring more value into that ecosystem. So one of the options is to take a wrap token on one of the foreign chains and bring it into one of the DeFi protocols on chain. And we have some documentation that shows which ones are on testnet. And one of them is actually C3. So they are one of our partners, and they have also a bounty that is going directly to their protocol. So these bounties and these prizes stack. So if you take a look at the C3 bounty, you're automatically qualifying for the Algorand one as long as you tick the box. So that's kind of cool. Another one would be an Oracle data feed. So on other blockchains, there are Oracle providers where you can get some data. And if you bring that data across into the Algorand ecosystem, write it into a smart contract, doesn't matter, even if it just says hello world, good enough, right? You've brought some external data into the Algorand ecosystem. That qualifies for what we're trying to do here, move that value through the wormhole. Another one would be an NFT migration. So if you have an NFT that's on a foreign blockchain, you could wrap it up, bring it over here, would be minted on the Algorand blockchain and displayed that way. That's an interesting one. Of course, you could go the other way. NFTs can be minted on Algorand just the same, and they could be then wrapped and minted on the foreign chain. Cross-chain gaming will be the last example that I'll say. So say that you've got a game that you are doing on another blockchain and you want to reward your players with tokens in the Algorand ecosystem. You could do that, or you could flip that around and you could say, let's have a smart contract running and deployed on Algorand, and we'll reward players in tokens on a foreign blockchain. As long as you're sending that data back across the wormhole that way, totally qualifies. And another note on that cross-chain gaming piece, if that's something that you guys are interested in doing, developing smart contracts, Reach-Lang is one option that you could use in order to create smart contracts that can deploy both on the Algorand network and any EVM compatible blockchain as well. So write your code once and have it compiled down to multiple virtual machine implementations. That's reach.sh. All right, so that is what we're focused on doing here for you guys. We've got this workshop today. There's another one tomorrow. We'll spend a little bit more time in that one on some other demos and moving value around that way. And of course, we are here all day throughout the weekend, just across the way, just outside of this space here, in person. Ben and myself and Josh will be there to answer your questions. And of course, join us on the Discord server, because that's where we'll be pretty much around the clock. We've got other colleagues around the globe that will help you there as well. What we're going to do is take a look at a demo, and we've got this demo available for you here. So if you are doing the play at home game, I invite you to do this, which would be to go to github.com/Algorand-DevRel, as you can see here. And then the most recent repo in there is wormhole-demo. So let's take a look at that. I think if I go this direction, and we might actually find it. Yeah, so here's that repo. This is a TypeScript repo here that my colleague Ben created for us all. We want you to check it out, and you'll be able to quickly be able to move value between Solana, Avalanche, Ethereum, and Algorand, and Ben is continuing to build out more chains as well. So let's just see it go. Let's just run the code, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to see stuff work. All right, so thus far I've already cloned out that repo, and I have installed it. And so now all I have to do is do the npm run demo. And let's see, what am I going to do before I run it? Let me just double check what this one is actually going to do. Oh, this one, let's make it do Solana first. So save that up. So we have this version here that is just going to run the Solana piece here. Yes, save that up. And we'll come back and do Avalanche and Ethereum later. So here we go. All right, let's see how fast this is, because that's what we're all about. Algorand is super fast, 4.5-second block times, instant finality. That means you don't have to wait around. Instantly when the transaction hits the network, it is finalized and cannot be undone. The network does not fork. There's mathematics that prove that it can't happen. It's very interesting. If you want to learn more about how the protocol works, we could talk, but that's not what we're focused on here. We're focused on moving value through the wormhole. So what's going on right now? We are taking a look at, we are sending a transfer from Algorand to Solana, and we have this transaction ID, which has been displayed. We're going to take a look at that in a second. So what has happened so far is that in just over 16 seconds, we were able to take the tokens on the Algorand network and send them into the wormhole. And then they were minted then on the opposite side, on the Solana side. And then we are now transferring those same tokens back from Solana to Algorand. Takes a little bit more time to come back the other way, because we've got to wait a few extra blocks on the Solana side for finality. So about just over 30 seconds to do that. So we'll take a look at what this looks like in a block explorer. So if I copy this and I head over to a block explorer, let's see if I can remember which screen I put that on. I think I put it here. So importantly, so we are going to take a look at the Algo Explorer. This is one of a handful of different explorers that are available here. Importantly, we are focused on the testnet. Okay, so at this point, Wormhole is only available on the Algorand testnet. It will be coming to mainnet next month. Josh, I'm looking at you. Thumbs up. Next month. Cannot confirm or deny, he says. So in that case, it's coming next month, or Josh loses his job. No. Here we are. We're gonna take a look at this transaction ID. So on testnet. So just importantly, if you are using the Algo Explorer website, you just do the little drop down, because by default, if you go there, it will be on mainnet and you will not find your transaction. You'll scratch your head. Make sure that you change it to testnet. And as you can see here, it prepends testnet.algoexplorer.io. Okay, great. Here we are. Okay, so we've got this transaction. It was confirmed a minute ago, and we'll see that we've got all these application arguments in here in base 64, which of course very few people can read base 64. But essentially, what this is showing is all the different parameters that it took in order to, in this case, wrap the algos, send them into the wormhole. And there is a corresponding transaction that we saw here, the second transaction, which looks slightly different. It will have a little bit less data in these application arguments, but it will look similar. And if you're interested, you can always copy these things and you can take it over to a decoder and you could say, well, what the heck does that actually say? Paste. Oh, I guess I already had that one in there. That's the same. All right, it says complete transfer. So that's what that actually says. And then the other one back here, Algo Explorer. Here we go. The other value, this is actually the, oops, I'm looking at the wrong screen down here. This is this whole big long string here, which is super huge, is actually a binary representation of the VAA, which is the signed messages that the wormhole guardians are have produced. So that's all the data that's in there. All right, have I enticed you all to build your solution on Algorand yet? Yes. All right. Awesome. Because we had some people who came in late. Let me just remind you. You guys are all competing for 24,000 in prizes. Those go to the top 3 teams that are building. So we want you to do that. All right. Let's make sure that we can get you guys set up for success. And the way that we want to do that is to make sure that you know how to connect with us. And one of the best ways to do that is at the Algorand developer portal, which is developer.algorand.org. Here is where you're going to learn everything that you could ever want to know about Algorand, smart contract development, tokenization, go on and on and on and on. All right. My suggestion would be to just start at the homepage and probably take a look at smart contracts, because that's probably most relevant to you. If you want to get into the weeds about our APIs and SDKs, that's all down the side here, and it's organized either in getting started pieces or in getting details. And certainly you will be able to find information about our SDKs that are available: Python, JavaScript, Go, and Java, and all of the REST APIs as well. All right. You probably, for this hackathon and for a lot of the value exchange, you can really just focus on the wormhole SDK, and use this example that is here in the GitHub for Algorand-devrel/wormhole-demo. The other piece that I want you to be aware of in terms of connecting with us is, again, back here on the developer portal, there is the link to the Discord server here. Now, this is going to take you to the Algorand Discord server. All right. I would suggest that all of your communication, again, are going to be on this hackathon's Discord server, this one here, the Activate Wormhole one. I want to direct you here, and specifically, I want to direct you into the Algorand channel, because that's where my team are going to be here. If you go to the other one, it's fine, and especially if you guys are hacking overnight, you're going to get probably a better response from the rest of our team who are not here on site on the actual Algorand Discord server, which you can link to from here. All right. That is resources. let's take a look at the code and let's see what we can figure out about that demo that we saw running. Like, what did we actually do there, right? All right, so in this code, I guess maybe we'll just start at the top and kind of understand kind of what's in here. So we have imported a bunch of the wormhole SDK pieces here, as well as some constants and helpers. And what we have done in here in these helpers are make clients to all of the various chains that we are supporting. So, I mean, if you want to know, like, hey, in the Algorand chain here, we have this is how we create a client, and we put in the various API keys and connectors to get to all those different networks. I guess that would be here in the constants, right? So we already have it set up to go to the testnet API for the Algorand networks, and we also have them going to the test networks on the other blockchains as well. We want you to to put in your own API keys and your own accounts on all those various networks. If you check this out right now, Ben has graciously already put in all of his API keys and all of his accounts in there. But we're going to try to take those out so that you guys will actually have to go and fill in your own. So if you're going, please don't drain his account and make it not work for everybody else. It's pretty easy to go through here and change out where your keys will go. Let's see if I can remember exactly where the keys go. I think the keys are they're in constants, right? And they are in I can't remember where they are, but they're in this file here somewhere. And I don't change them out. It'll help. All right. Let's take a look at what we do here in this section here, right? All right. So what did we do? We just called the round trip asset. All right. And what does that do? Well, what that's asking us to send well, first of all, to say, well, which chain do we want to, or I'm sorry, what is the asset ID of what is the asset identifier on the source chain? That's the first value here. And then the source chain in this case is Algorand. And how much do we want to move? And in this case, we're going to move 100 units of algos. And where do we want to move it to? We want to move it to the Solana network. So if you were interested in doing that on Avalanche, all that you would do is change that, save it, and run it. Okay. So it's doing the same thing, but as you can see, this time it would just be going to the Avalanche network. You could do it to the Ethereum network if you wanted as well. All right. So I don't know. Do we just want to like go in there and go to definition? Should we see what it looks like? See. All right. So asset, amount, origin, and destination, right? All right. So what does this actually do? So it's asking for, well, what is that origin and destination chain? So these are coming from those constants, from the constants file, so that we know automatically which networks it will take, and it will create a new instance of the wormhole based on those ports that we have defined as well for those particular networks. And it will then take the origin asset based on based on the parameters that we put in there, and will prepare to wrap it up and send it across here. So when we are preparing for this transfer here, this is what it looks like. Who's going to be the sender and the receiver and the amount. And then ultimately, we are just going to send it. So that's what we saw here when it said that it was sending from and to. And we simply just have to wait for the wormhole to transfer that asset across, right? And on the other side, once it's been sent across, then we are going to try to take it back, right? Have the other, in this case, the Solana chain, send it back to the Algorand chain here. So it'll take those same sender and receiver addresses, flip those around, and send that amount back to us. So then we'll see that here, and then, you know, then it's done. Like, that's it. We will check to make sure that it all works. All right. Let's see. So I think I saved it up to go on Avalanche. So let's just see it run again. So this time we're going to run this same transfer, but we're going to run it across the Avalanche network. So it'll look similar, but it will take a different amount of time. This is slightly faster than Solana, if I recall correctly. So approximately the same amount of time on the Algorand side to get it there. And now we are going to wait for the wait for us to send it back towards the from the Avalanche side back to the Algorand side. So this takes just a little bit longer, of course, because again, they have to have the block finality that's happening there. So we're waiting for the Guardians to observe the transaction on the Avalanche side, and then post their VAA that says that, yes, I observed the burn on the Avalanche side, which would allow you then to mint it on or redeem it again on the Algorand side. So here it is coming, and it has confirmed here. And that one took just about a minute. So I guess that one took a little bit longer. The Ethereum one takes just about the same amount of time if you're going to try that one. So that is about the amount of demos that I can go through here with you today. And so this is showing a token here, and tomorrow I'm going to show a little bit more about working with an Oracle and helping you guys move data across as opposed to just a token that we've seen here. So at this point, I have the ability to answer questions, and yeah, anything else that I could help you guys with. All right. All right, so I have to take my headphones off to see if anybody's actually asking me a question, because I can't hear with them on. So, all right. Yes. All right, so the question from the audience is about the Unity SDK and wondering what the capabilities of that are. So the Unity SDK has been in development by our community of developers with the support of the Algorand Foundation, who provide grants to developers to create SDKs and in fact all sorts of projects. The Unity SDK differs from the four primary SDKs that Algorand Inc. Supplies. So Java, JavaScript, Go, and Python are the ones that the company Algorand Inc. supply, and then the community supply Unity, C#, Rust, C++. There's quite a long tail of SDKs that are available as well. All of them you can find on the developer portal, so developers.algorand.org. And if you go to the SDKs section, you will find it there. So what can it do? Essentially, so the Unity SDK, I believe, is in the process of being brought up to the current version of Teal, which is the Algorand's virtual machine language, so that it can compile down and do the most recent smart contracts. I know that the C# one was just upgraded in the past couple of weeks and is now completely capable of doing the most recent version of our smart contracting language. And I think the Unity one is very close behind, but it might be one version of Teal behind. But essentially, you can do just about everything, I believe. Do we have some more questions? Yes. So the question is, can we use Clarity in order to build Algorand smart contracts? At this time, no. Algorand is definitely working together with Blockstacks for development of the Clarity language and the extension, and we will most likely be using this language in the future, but at this time, the answer is no. The only language, so we have three different ways to write smart contracts for Algorand to get into the Algorand virtual machine bytecode. And those would be Teal, which looks very much like assembly language. It looks probably a lot more like Bitcoin script than it does anything else. It's just essentially a series of opcodes. It's very assembler-like. If you like assembler and you like very linear programming, that's what you want. If you are a Python developer, I would suggest that you take a look at PyTeal, and this is a language that Algorand develops and supports. It's a language binding for Python, and it allows you to write in a more Python-like syntax, and then it compiles down into the AVM bytecode. Similarly, you can, if you are a JavaScript developer, I would suggest that you check out reachlang, which is at reach.sh. And reachlang is a JavaScript language that allows you to write the backend smart contracting language as well as a front-end testing harness together in their reach language. And it then compiles those down into the backend AVM bytecode to be deployed on Algorand, and simultaneously also compiles it down to the EVM bytecode so that you could deploy it on Ethereum or any of the EVM compatible blockchains. So reachlang is a really nice development language for write it once and deploy it wherever you want. Of course, we think you'll probably deploy it on Algorand because it's fast and cheap, but yeah, it's up to you. All right, did I answer your question? Thank you. Do we have some more questions? Yeah, all right. Well, I want to remind you that we are here to help you all succeed. And the way that we will do that is to answer your questions. Team formation is really important. And we want to make sure that you guys are connected with other developers, both here in person and then also online. You guys can make teams together, get in some remote people. So take a look in the Discord servers, make sure that you guys are building good teams that have a wide variety of disciplines on them. We find that those have the most success when you have lots and lots of different teammates doing different components as well. We'll be here sitting at the Algorand booth. We'll be in the Discord server, and we want to help you succeed. So we really hope that you will build with us. Thanks very much.